Good morning, friends. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. Hope you're doing well. It is pepper planting day. So the first round of peppers I'm going to put in are going to go here in this green stalk. Now this green stalk has a bunch of winter vegetables in it, some beautiful kale and lettuces and stuff, and I'm not pulling all of them out today, only some, and I'm going to start on the top tiers. But what we're putting in here are two small pepper plants that produce lots and lots of small peppers. The first one is a habanada, and the second one is a pequeño pepper. So I'm going to put these guys in this top two tiers, and we'll move down if we need to. But first, I need to pull out what's already here, harvest the kale and stuff, dig out the root balls, add some compost, add some fertilizer, and then pop these peppers in. Okay, after working in that corner over there, it got really hot, so it feels good to be up here in the shade. Shady for now, won't be for long. So we're gonna put more peppers up here. Some of them are going in the ground, some are going in a raised bed. I have just noticed now that two of my corn plants are gone. Everything else is still here, so I'm just gonna hope that that was an aberration. I mean, obviously something ate them, but yeah, I'm hoping that that predation won't continue. So anyway, what I've got out here now for this area right here, this is a U-shaped bed. We've got climbing beans here. That's and there's sweet potatoes on this other piece of irrigation, but that's also the flowers there are Nigella. They just come up every year. Those are edible for the chickens, by the way, so I'll harvest those as they go and give them to the chickens, but it's also nice to have some flowers here. Anyway, these are bush beans along here, and then we go into four different ones. Then we've got these two rows of irrigation, and this is where I'm putting a bunch of peppers. I'm gonna do what I never do, and I'm actually gonna give them enough space. I'm terrible, I always cram things in. So I'm gonna space them out in here, and then I'm going to put some, this is going to be like nook and cranny gardening. So wherever I see a hole where something has disappeared or, you know, there's space, I'm going to put some peppers. So in this bean bed, a bunch of them got eaten over here. So I'm going to put maybe one or two peppers in the corner over here. I've got some space in the middle here for one or two peppers or three. Basically, where I have space, I'm gonna pop some. And the same holds true for this big raised bed up here. So we do have sweet potatoes in here as well as these squash, which are looking great. These big red cabbage are probably not gonna head up I mean, they're kind of trying, but I don't think they're going to before it gets hot. I did give one of them to the chickens because that's good for them and they love them. And we've been harvesting this lettuce. So this lettuce is going to go away over the next couple of days. So I have space in here for peppers as well. Now there is a sweet potato right here and right here. So I'm not going to pack it too tightly, but I do want to pop a couple in because we also have some random tomatoes in here. These are bush style tomatoes. And then this is a mustard that somehow resurrected itself from when I chopped down all the mustard in here and buried it. And it's coming up, and that's fine because it's beautiful. It's tasty, both for us and for the chickens. So I'm fine with that. Okay, so, I do have this broccoli, purple sprouting broccoli is trying to put on a head. So I'm going to give it some time and let it. And I hope we get at least something out of it before I have to pull it. But again, those broccoli leaves, I'm not a big fan of them, but they are edible and the chickens love them. It's good for them too. All right, so I'm gonna get started. And again, it's nook and cranny gardening. I'm gonna just pop peppers wherever I can. In general, I'm trying to put them in a place that will get a little bit of relief in the afternoon, get a little bit of shade. So this back row, it gets mostly afternoon sun, well, noon to, afternoon sun. But it's going to get a little bit more shaded by this trellis of climbing beans because I'm actually going to keep adding to the trellis as they get taller. So they'll provide a little bit of shade when needed. And then these guys over here in this bed will get shaded by the fence and the hedge. I can also rig up shade for the peppers if they need them. They generally, they do love heat, but when we get up to, 105, 110 degrees, and then it's baking sun, they don't love that. Peppers and tomatoes pretty much stop producing at that point. They'll go back to producing when it gets cooler again, but if we're at that for a long period of time, it really slows things down. So, all right, let me get these guys in the ground. I'll show you what we have first. So there's still some peppers back on the table in the backyard, but I picked these because they were the strongest looking ones. So the most that I have here are this first 8 are Jimmy Nardello, and they're looking the best. They're big, they're looking healthy, they're green. I'm definitely gonna put these guys in, although this guy has some kind of little white bug on it, but I think the sun will beat that out of it. Okay, so then behind that, we have a row, 4 of them, of Pasilla Bajío. And then we've got a row of Carmen, which is a sweet pepper. 8 Craig's Grande Jalapenos, which I love. And then the final row in the back there are Sugar Rush Peach. Sugar Rush Peach, I grew them last year. I still had the seeds, so I put some more in. They're fine. They're pretty spicy, but they are pretty, and they did produce a lot. So for salsa, it'll be fine. Okay, let me pop these guys in. Well, the peppers are in. I did make a few changes. So I did end up putting in the ones I talked about. And this is not all the same variety because I want to spread out my risk. So if all of these disappear, then I have the same varieties in other places. That's pretty much the method. So we've got those there. Then I've got a few in here. Not too packed, still plenty of room for beans. And the beans will actually also help shade them a little bit. So also a bonus. And I did water everything in. And then I put 4 behind this row of tomatoes. So this row of tomatoes will get big, obviously, and it will create shade, just like I did over here for the basil. And these guys will be fine here. There was plenty of space to pop them in because the tomatoes are on floor to weave, so they'll be going straight up and down with some pruning, and then the marigolds aren't going to get huge or anything. So this gives space for the peppers. I might as well have used, I was like, I might as well use that line of irrigation. And then in here, I only put 3 because I did not want to crowd. So I have 1 right here in between these 3 squash and that sweet potato vine. And then I have 1 here and 1 here. These are both Craig's Grande jalapenos. They will be more on their own as these other plants start to come out. And finally, I popped 2. These are both Craig's jalapeno again. Right here in amongst the artichokes because they will be shaded as well, and they're right on an irrigation line. The irrigation part is key because the soil dries out really quickly in the super hot temperatures, and even if they get watered in the morning, they need it again by the afternoon. So I like to put them right where the emitters are. Okay, so one thing I wanted to show you is we're getting really close on the peonies. Not so much on these guys. So like this is more of like a brand new bud. It's hard as a rock, and none of the petioles have pulled back from the flower bulb. These guys a little bit further along, but these guys down here are even further, and you can see the flower petals are starting to show there. I've got little ants on me, and it's starting to get a little bit softer to squeeze. So the nice thing about the timing here is that I think these are going to be ready by next week when people have ordered Mother's Day bouquets in advance of Mother's Day. They're going to pick them up in advance of Mother's Day because we're going to be out of town. I think I've mentioned this before, but we are leaving on Thursday next week to Mike and I, not Aiden because he's got school. We are flying to North Carolina where my parents now live and my sister. They're in Chapel Hill. We're flying there. We're going to spend Mother's Day with my mom and my sister and my 100-year-old grandmother. This is the first time, gosh, I don't even know how many years that the 4 of us moms will be together, and I think it's gonna be really awesome. In addition to that, on Mother's Day, that evening, we are going to see Pearl Jam in Raleigh, and I saw them 2 years ago on Mother's Day here in Oakland. So it'll be fun. I'm excited. I really wanted to see them on this tour, and this is a chance. So we will be gone from Thursday through Monday. And so, there won't be probably any videos. I might post a couple of shorts or whatever, but it'll be nice to know that the customers who are coming to get their stuff early are going to get these peonies, which are just about to open. So they'll have a super long vase life for them. I let everybody know, if you want to order something in advance, you got to pick it up Wednesday, and it should still be good through Sunday and beyond. And I have 2 huge bouquet bars that people are picking up for next week as well. So on Tuesday morning, I need to get up super, super, super early and go into the flower mart for a bunch of things and spend time harvesting here for all the greenery and everything. So very busy days coming up. Now, tomorrow is Friday, and I am planning to go out to the farm tomorrow. I want to transplant the mums that are sitting in those crates into the one bed in the perennial section. I'm not calling that back part of the farm. I'm just going to call it the perennial section because I have dahlias, which are perennials there as well. The Alstroemeria will go back there, and the mums, and they're all going to be perennial. So that is the perennial portion of the farm. It has a name now, and that helps. So we have one bed completed. It's got irrigation on it and everything. I want to replant those, put their tags in, and then spend the rest of the time digging the next bed over so I can fill the cage that we've already got there that's open get that all set up because new mums are coming. I don't think they're coming until we get back, but I want to have that bed completely ready for them so that they're ready to go in the ground right as soon as I get them. Yeah, so that is the plan tomorrow. And then we'll see what's up for the rest of the weekend. It's going to be very busy, so I'll try, and with a lot of non-farming and gardening stuff, so we'll see what kind of videos I can get out for you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I hope that you have fun getting your tomatoes and peppers in whenever that time is right. And I hope you guys have a wonderful growing season. So thanks again for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Bye.